They receive the jumps, the color coordination. Julian and Maggie ready to go.
So here we go. Vivienne David serves and off we go.
Cross-court attacks usually not the most effective pattern, but when you've got Thomas's forehand flick, it's always worth trying.
Side out now going to Brascia and Arnold.
There we go. On the first point for Maggie and Julian, we get it. On Diamo count now at 1. I think Julian sensing a little bit of the lull in his performance last few weeks. He's got a great pairing here on a beautiful day to try to make some magic happen.
Thomas Wilson just methodically attacks that right side.
Julian and Thomas, friends, played a lot against each other. We're also former partners, so going to be very familiar with each other's games and their pulls.
Oh, good speed up that time from Wilson.
Yeah, Thomas looking to go early and hard at Maggie's left side. Her backhand, she's going to have to be able to stay low and slide into that to counter.
Coming through Vivienne David.
That volley from Julian just a little too good for Vivienne to do much with it. Wow, strong one-handed backhand counter there from Vivienne. And there we had that play set up by Maggie's inside out. We had her sister here on Humana Championship Court earlier, Mary Brascia, battling with Jame. They do so well at reaching into that forehand, keeping the men honest down the line.
Julian short that time. Second serve on the way now. Lots of California roots on that far side of the court. Brascia and Arnold. Julian Arnold, once a top recruit in the sport of tennis before starting his career at UCLA.
Yep. Come on, beat. 2-1-1.
And Thomas going to that same spot for the 4th time already. Maggie shaking her head. She should know that he's reasonably going to pull that. But the dink quality here just insane. The touch around the kitchen. That's why Thomas and Viv get so far. Is they can play with power and pace, but they also will slow it down.
Oh, good backhand that time by Julian Arnold. Second serve on the way here. This is the round of 16. And that is long on the serve. So Brascia and Arnold trying to get something going. You're right. Great job color coordinating here for the cameras.
Julian wants it to be known that it is largely him when he and Lauren have been looking good in the past.
And a little bit of a woo after making that shot.
That's why so many folks are learning that two-handed backhand at the kitchen, creating the topspin and the pace. Just a clean winner.
And we've seen the enthusiasm of Arnold test the best on the Carvana PPA Tour. It sort of rubs you sometimes the wrong way, doesn't it?
For sure. Don't that let the Brandon French, though.
Oh.
That's a yeah. Andiamo still at 2, but points at 4. Nice little sleeky streak here from Julian and Maggie.
I take it Brandon French and Julian Arnold had a nice little discussion last week in North Carolina, right?
Just some friendly chatter. I think it was good for the sport to show some feistiness.
Just drops a little bit long. Arnold having fun out there.
Hitting top of the edge guard. I think that rose 80 feet into the sun. Yeah. Top of his YOLO that he's electing to play with these last few months.
Once again, Thomas Wilson going to that same spot.
It's an ATP bag getting Julian's foot. Vivienne scampering up there and then adjusting out to the right. Well done by Miss David.
And Vivienne David getting the best ovation of the day thus far from this crowd in Houston. All tied at 4 now. And David all of a sudden just going to town.
And she's bringing it to Julian, not afraid to go into a hands battle with the two-hander or her forehand.
Just wide that time, now a 2-point lead. You know, it's incredible how just 1 point just kind of turns the course of a game or a match. And that is going to clip the line too, coming off the tape.
Just a game of runs. Maggie saying, we got this. Just an unlucky receiving end right there.
Doubles partnership a little bit early on in the day here. So Wilson serving, 7-4 lead, and a good timeout it ends up being for Brascia and Arnold. Still got to get side out though here. Paddles nearly collided there. I think they did. Julian Arnold took advantage of just a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, tough side out there for Thomas and Viv, not able to come away with anything. Julian getting low, wants that ball, wants that Vulcan as they try to mount a small comeback here.
He was going to find that ball no matter what, wasn't he?
Ooh, unlucky there. Julian gets away with one. Most casual resets ever by Maggie right now.
You watch Thomas Wilson play. This guy is quite an athlete, not just a great pickleball player, just a great all-around athlete.
He's a gazelle. The way he bounces and moves around, runs around to his forehand, his elite kind of super weapon there. Julian again having to fetch that Vulcan, taking a lot out of him.
My shirt clean? All right, here we go. 5-7-2. Point.
Oh, not coming back. So another point. We've got a 1-point game here.
This is shaping up to be a really fun one.
6-7-2.
Thomas Wilson again.
Start out.
As Julian Arnold can't do anything with that.
Acting like it was the easiest reset in the world, but
7-6-1.
anything further from the truth. Thomas forehand just scary fast.
Oh, Brascia, good job defending that time. Just mentioned Pisnik and Barr. They just won game 1 11-2 over Leah Jansen and Hayden Patrick Wynn.
Point.
Little too much to handle there for Maggie. 2-point lead here for Thomas and Viv.
8-6-2. Push off ball, left foot. Point.
Oh no. Oh no, footfall called on Julian as he went for the overhead. Ref believing that he didn't.
9-6-2.
I think it was on Maggie right there. Yeah.
Oh, good call, Drew.
The left foot of Brascia stepped over.
Point.
And it kind of stuck in her head a little bit on this last point.
Julian said, let's work through this. Let's not call a timeout.
10-6-2.
Maggie deferring to Julian's leadership there. And she got him. Doesn't matter that ball was going out, but Vivienne sneaky up the line there.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
Really generate a lot of pressure on you, and if you're not dealing with it perfectly, you're going to pay.
Game 2 begins now. Arnold and Brascia in the near court. Yes.
Point.
Good start to game 2 for Maggie and Julian. Maggie doing a great job of sliding to cover that Thomas speed up down the line. Julian working with her, covering middle for that ball coming back.
Point.
And shot wide off the paddle of Wilson makes it 2-0.
2-0-2.
Maggie Brascia on Humana Championship court. Saw her sister Mary earlier as Julian shoots that long.
Ambitious by Mr. Arnold.
0-2-1. Point.
That ball sailing out, but it just, Thomas is so good at the drive, it's really hard
1-2-1.
to think that it would be going out.
We talk about iconic pairings and pairings you just like to watch. I always love watching AJ Kohler and Thomas Wilson play.
That was a 2021 run for the ages. AJ showed just how tall his ceiling was there. Thomas was kind of getting back into the sport.
Yep.
Second serve.
He's taking it really serious now. Recently went full-time, had been juggling a lot. We obviously know fatherhood and sales role, and now can really devote as much on-court and off-court time as he wants to.
Oh, did that get the line? I think it did. Nicely done by Maggie Brascia. And a side out coming up.
2-2-1.
That quick two-handed backhand did the trick.
Great handle there from Viv. It's so hard to see sometimes on stream what a dipping drive can be, and you know, just an inch or two below the net, she had to handle that gracefully.
Oh, nicely done, Vivienne David. Vivienne David, everything she has touched has turned to gold in this match. She is just playing great.
2-2-1.
A little bit of a commentator jinx right there, perhaps.
2-2-2.
How could that happen to us, Drew?
Maybe the first mistake she's made today. Wouldn't even call it that. And there's another forehand rip from Wilson.
3-2-2.
Julian Arnold comes to the rescue.
Good put away there from Julian. Always at an advantage when you're hitting when your opponent's hitting up at you.
2-3-1.
Oh, Arnold going to want that one back.
Yeah, Vivienne so good at knowing that Julian's going to reach in there with the backhand flick.
2-3-2.
Talk about iconic pairings. Matt Wright, Lucy Kovalova still alive, trying to advance, but they got their hands full. Callie Smith and Jay DeVilliers.
That is a matchup of the tour veterans right there. A lot of games under their belt.
Side out.
Do you think Matt and Lucy still have championship Sundays in their future? Tough to say.
Tough to say. Tough to say, Drew.
I mean, both
Certainly.
legends in the game.
Certainly a legend, yeah.
So much talent has come up through the ranks just in the past year.
For sure. They're both fighting there for the semis and the finals in the gendered pairings. Mix is just so tough.
Yeah, the road getting tougher. That goes for every single player playing on the Carvana PPA Tour. The amount of talent that's come into the game. Well, Arnold,
Loose errors here from Julian. Thomas and Viv aren't going to give you all that much in the course of a match, so not only is it hard to beat them, it's if you're beating yourself, it's doubly hard.
3-4-1. Point.
well done by Julian Arnold. Now tied at 4.
4-4-1.
Brascia and Arnold been playing uphill for most of the way here. Goes for the lob, and Wilson wasn't having it.
Oh, you're on 4. Maggie. Come to Vivienne. 4-4-2. Point.
Thomas and Julian both contributing their fair share of unforced around the kitchen.
5-4-2.
Here it comes. Julian Arnold starting to get on a roll here
Timeout receiver,
with Maggie
6-4-2.
Brascia. And
When the world sleeps, greatness rises. And while others dream of the next level, we chase it. Challenging every limit, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Because the next level isn't just handed to you, it's earned. Go next level with 6-0 Pickleball.
Phenomenal crew bringing it to you
I'm in. 6-4-2.
on Amazon and Pickleball TV. Outstanding match we have. All the momentum right now with Brascia and Arnold. But Julian Arnold misfires out of the timeout, and the side out to David and Wilson. It ends up being a good timeout.
Side out.
Very good. Missing the gimme there. Thomas and Viv a little lucky. Going to try to tighten things up here.
4-6-1.
I think they do have the advantage in and around the kitchen.
Point.
And they have the advantage on the crash and bash with Thomas's forehand. Any short return now in pro, any event is going to get taken advantage of.
Second serve.
Julian saying stay on it to Maggie.
5-6-2.
So they're trying to force a side out here. Wow, defense into offense there from Thomas. Thomas reminds me of J-Dub, where, you know, most folks are going to reset that, just try to drop that back in, and they'll rip a forehand off of a hard roller.
Just like that, it's 6-all. And Brascia hits it into the net. And, you know, sometimes if there's one thing I can say about the andiamos, the eccentric yells, sometimes when the match turns, it's almost like you're a little deflated. Just like that, 4 straight. And when it's going great, it's going great. But when it turns, it kind of leaves you in a tough spot sometimes, doesn't it?
For sure. I think sometimes he gets a little out over his skis with the energy. And, you know, doing that on one rally as opposed to a side out or a point earned is a delicate trade-off.
ATP successful for Vivienne David. She is putting on a show here today.
She is 2 for 2 with those. Julian and Maggie not liking how she was on the Columbus Sliders last season. Got to know her pretty well. Silent killer, there she is.
So 9-6 in serving, David and Wilson. And now a point away.
Thomas's forehand have given them, I think, the last 5 of 6 points here. Just deadly from all parts of the court.
Just wide, staying alive here, Brascia and Arnold. So it'll be Maggie serving. They need a run. Vivienne David staying active, and that kind of just threw a little bit of confusion at Brascia and Arnold.
And a little stare down there from Thomas at the end. A little bit of a loose second drive there. Match point number 2, back to Thomas and Vivienne.
10-6-1.
So Vivienne David. Oh, off the tape. Good
Point
job by
game back.
Brascia, but again, it's Wilson with an answer. David and Wilson, they answered everything, and they take it. Man, you're absolutely killing it out there. Just talk about how you feel this week in Houston, and obviously your desire to win a title with Thomas Wilson.
I mean, the desire is always there. We definitely want to get another title, especially with Ben in the draw.
Bronze.
But no, I mean, I can't can't say enough how much fun we have with Thomas. I let Thomas, for him to play free and just super aggressive, I think that's where we want to be at, and he's bringing it all out. Again, he brings the best out of me, keeps it fun, and hopefully we'll bring it all the way home.
Amen.
You know, it's always fun watching Julian Arnold play with all the emotion, but Thomas, it just seemed like you guys were cool, calm, and collected the entire way. And lately, you have just been playing off the charts. What has been sort of the reason behind that?
I mean, I'd say overall, number one is partners. Playing with Viv, like she was alluding to, I get to play comfortable and free out there, so that allows me to play my best. Been putting in more work off the court. Just left my corporate job a week or two ago, so it's a new world for me. It's kind of wild. I wake up at 9 a.m. and I'm like, cool. What do I do? So my wife's helping me with that. She's putting me to work. But no, overall, I mean, today it's a pretty warm day, the hottest day we've had so far. So mentally, I'm out here just like it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I was trying to keep my emotions in check, just play solid, but enough energy to push through. So having fun out here so far.
Awesome stuff. And Vivienne, you know, I've come to know you as one of the more conservative players on tour, but man, you're just letting it loose. The ATPs, the Ernies, do we expect this type of play from you to continue?
I sure hope so.
He always has that. Come on.